to Laclede, Idaho in Bonner County. Rumor is that there is a sunken ferry at the end of the dock here. They used to have a ferry that would take vehicles or wagons, maybe even, across the river here back in the day before there were bridges. So when they were done with the ferry and didn't need it anymore, they just scuttled it at the end of the dock. That's the rumor. We're gonna go find it, see if it's there. It should be pretty shallow if it is. So obviously pretty smoky here today on account of all the fires in Washington and Oregon, California. But yeah, there's some in Idaho too. So to get here, you just come down to the public boat launch. This is the boat launch, not to be confused with the Army Corps of Engineers recreation area, which is just right over there. But here you go. Let's find a ferry.
Hold that thought for 1 second while I jump to the end of our dive here and just show everybody where this was at.
So to recap, now that we know where the ferry's at, we can tell you. So you come into the parking area here, there's two different docks. It's this dock and that piling out on the end off the left of the dock. Go to that piling, go down 16 feet, and the wreck of the main ferry is just right at the bottom of that. If you head deeper into the river, the wreck extends from about 12 feet down to 40 feet.
Amy lost her fin.
Fishes. Right away. Lots of fishes.
I think they're smallmouth bass. But we're still not experts.
Not even a little bit of expertness. But they're very inquisitive.
There's a lot of debris down here. Maybe this wreck is close. Oh, and a deer skull. What? How does that get out here?
I saw some vertebrae later on as well.
More bass. Oh, and a dinghy. We weren't planning to find this. Nobody's ever mentioned to us that there's a dinghy out there.
Which means Amy was thinking, that's a very small ferry.
I knew it wasn't the ferry based on people's descriptions. I'm wondering if we're the first scuba divers to ever come across this one. Probably not, but it's possible. It was maybe 100 yards off the dock if I had to take a guess, but it's hard to keep track of your distance under the water.
It was wood and metal.
Maybe it belonged to the ferry at one point, but we still have not found said ferry.
We sure made a lot of murky mess, though. It's nearly impossible not to unless you maintain like 10 feet above the ground.
And I just looked at my depth gauge there. It's at 45-50 feet, so it's deep. 66 degrees Fahrenheit water temperature. That's about as nice as it gets around here. Now swimming upstream to the east from that dinghy, we found this other metal hunk. Almost looks like the bow of a ship. but still not the ferry, which is apparently wooden. So the search continues. What are you trying to tell me?
I don't know. I don't remember.
There's a problem down over there.
Oh, I think I was trying to tell you that I'd seen that battery. And I was unhappy that there was a car battery on the bottom of the river.
Huh. Well, now we found a big crawdad. The first of many that we ended up finding down here.
Wasn't terribly excited about being picked up. But it knows about floating through the water.
Another log with several crawdads hiding in it.
I counted 5. And none of them were small.
Holy cow, that one's lobster-sized. Look at that monster. Let me grab him. He's huge!
I kiss him.
He wasn't excited about being kissed either. And another one for a photo op. Say cheese, little dude. He wants a hug. And another one.
And a bottle. Not a crawdad. All these little holes are crawdad burrows. I saw one disappear, but I never really got a good look at one in there. They go deep.
More crawdads under this big log. Another bass. More bass. These ones are good size. They're at least 12 inches long. Old piling submerged more than 20 feet down.
There were so many fishes, but almost none below like 30 or 35 feet.
Yeah, they were... Oh, wow! We have found the ferry. Hello, old wooden planks extending into the abyss, and a fishhook on the side.
There were so many fish hooks and fishing lines wrapped all over that stuff.
That little octopus sign, that's what we came up with to say, this is really cool. That was before we realized that it's also the symbol for octopus. They didn't teach us about octopus signs in our class because we don't have any of those around here. So 11 feet deep, the bow of the ferry.
That's me finding a baby crawdad in the crack. This is pretty neat. Inside the ferry. I'm still distracted by that baby crawdad.
Tempting to go down into this hole, but not safe to do so. We don't have wreck dive training or cave dive training, so we're supposed to stay in places where we can go straight up to the surface when need be.
Which is really fine with me.
Thought these were maybe ropes, but they're actually like metal pipe railings.
I thought so too.
Going deeper, this whole wreck is actually at a really steep angle going deep.
So this is like the, not the hold, the
Deck, the cab.
cab, that's the word I'm looking for.
Come on, baby. Stop playing around with that baby crawdad. Let's check this thing out. We were nearly out of air by the time we finally found this. Down to about 1,000 psi, which is when you're supposed to end your dive. But
Since we were literally at the dock, which was the end of our dive, we weren't too concerned. Pretty neato. The fish sure loved it too. More fishing line that you can see there.
Amy
Hi.
looking for me. She's like, "Where are you at?" And we have found it works much better to get your partner's attention by shining your light at them rather than trying to make noise. The noise just doesn't carry well enough under the water.
Especially with our hoods on. The fishes were visiting me down there. It's hard to turn around without moving your feet. Oh my. So many fishing lines.
We never got tangled up in any of them, but that
Speak for yourself.
I never got tangled up in any of them, but the possibility is certainly present.
It wasn't bad. I was just swimming along and hooked my arm. And it was so easy to make such a big mess.
Now down at 35 feet. And we've reached the stern, or maybe both sides are bows, if the ferry just went back and forth across the water. 43 feet deep to what we'll call the stern.
It's pretty fascinating finding things this large underwater.
Let me give you a thumbs up to say neato. Whoever came up with thumbs up meaning we need to go up should have been fired, because that was a symbol already in use. Needed to come up with something else. All the time we're trying to say, hey, this is cool, thumbs up. Oh no, wait, I don't mean go up, no. But this time to Amy I actually did mean we need to go up, because I'm down at like 750 pounds of air now, and that's bad. More crawdads.
More fishes. More fishing line.
water intakes, industrial piping. Interesting. I don't remember seeing anything that would have fed down here or been fed by this stuff up from the beach. Here it is.
Unless it went underground back to houses way far away or something.
Yeah. Big old chain.
Things are getting brighter.
More crawdads under there. 2-3 on that log.
I love how the fish don't care about us at all. They don't want to get, like, you know, within inches. But they'll come to investigate and say hi.
Why, hello. Nice to meet you.
Okay, let's keep going up.
Decompression stop. Came up pretty fast from down at the stern of the ship.
And now I find treasure! A pack of some sort. It was heavy. It weighed 5+ pounds.
Here we are at that piling at the end of the dock. So go straight down that piling and you'll find the ferry.
It smells like smoke out here.
Yeah. That was a cool dive. One of the best we've had. I want to come back and dive on the wreck again with a full tank of air. It took us a while to find it. Now that we know exactly where it's at, we'll find it sooner.
Also, if
It's
you
on-
ever want crawdads,
Yeah, so many crawdads.
take a bag and just fill it up, man. There's a lot of big ones down there.
And we found this weight pack. The other boat, the small boat that we found, the little dinghy sized one, was probably over there. It just kind of, we went down on the right side of the dock here and went out into the river and found that. I'd have to review the footage, but it was like 45 feet. Cool dive.